Don't go anywhere because this is going to be awesome. Good morning, Crossroads students and guests, hopefully. Hope you all are doing really well this morning on this wonderful Monday. Hope school's going well. What I want to talk to you guys about is a little word called faith. And on Friday, we said we were going to cover 1 Corinthians 13:13, which is these three remain, faith, hope, and love. And the greatest of these is love. And we want to cover that whole verse during this week. And so today, we're going to be talking about faith. And a lot of you have already demonstrated faith because you are still watching this video. I told you earlier to stay tuned because it was going to be great. And you're here because you had faith that what I was saying was true. And some of you have an idea of what faith is inside of your head. But I want to take you to a part in the Bible where a group of people was required to show a tremendous amount of faith in God. And I think it directly relates to the situation that we're in right now. So I'm going to take you all the way back to the Old Testament. And if you remember, there was a group of people called the Israelites. Now, the Israelites were in Egypt and they were slaves to the Egyptians. And finally, God sent this man named Moses to lead his people out of Egypt. And there was a lot of back and forth. There was a lot of plagues that went on, a lot of tough times that happened to the Egyptians in the city there. And eventually, Pharaoh said, you know what, enough. I'm so done with you guys. Just leave. And they left. Well, as they were leaving, Pharaoh kind of had a change of heart. And he was like, you know what did I just do? No, I'm going after him. So he took his whole army and went after the Israelites. And as the Israelites were coming up to this big body of water called the Red Sea, they started looking down and they're like, there's literally no way to cross. And so they probably were thinking about how they were going to make this happen. And just then they looked back and noticed that there was this big cloud of dust that was coming towards them. And that was Pharaoh and his chariots and all his men. And they realized that they were about to be attacked. And so they went to Moses and they started to complain. They're like, did you bring us out here just to die? Like, what's your deal, man? They just turned on him so quickly. And Moses, he said a really, really simple phrase. And it's so incredibly perfect. It's in Exodus. He's like, stop. And they're all waiting. He's like, here's that, guys, listen. And they're all waiting for his genius plan, right? And Moses says, guys, stop. Stand still and see the salvation. For your God is about to fight for you. And that was it. That's what he said. And that was all they had to go off of. And if you know the rest of the story, you know that God delivered them. He had Moses raise his staff, and then God parted the Red Sea. They walked across, and just as soon as they got on the other side, Pharaoh's army was crossing, and God closed up the Red Sea, and it stopped the army. But you know what's interesting is sometimes we think faith means moving. We think faith means running into something new, and it does. God requires us and God calls us to new things all the time. But sometimes faith is also just staying still. And I think that's the kind of faith that a lot of us are being called to show right now, is that faith of just staying still. Those moments before God parted the Red Sea and before Pharaoh's army was upon them, I mean, that moment of fear, that's where a lot of us live, and that's where some of us are living right now, of not knowing what's going on. And so here's what I want to challenge you with. Sometimes it takes a lot of courage to have faith to be still, but I think that's what God is calling a lot of us to do. And so don't miss what God is about to do through you right now at home. It's going to be awesome. Whatever God has planned for you in your life at this moment, I think it all starts with just being still right now. So that's my challenge to you. And I know that's not easy all the time, but I hope it is a little bit encouraging. And my part 2 of that challenge would be don't forget. Don't forget these moments. Don't forget what God does through you right now. Don't forget how God grows you right now, because the children of Israel, the Israelites, they did. Later on, when they got further into the desert, they started complaining and losing faith in God because they forgot what he did for them back in this moment. And so whatever God does through you and with you right now in these moments of just being still and trusting him and showing him faith, don't forget it. So that's my challenge and my encouragement to you. I hope it helped. If you have any questions about this kind of thing, about faith, or you want to take it deeper, talk to your leaders, talk to me, talk to anyone here at Crossroads. We're here for you, and we want to answer your questions and talk about things that you guys are interested in. And so we encourage you to talk to us about anything you want to know about. With that said, I'm going to leave you guys. I hope you guys have a good rest of your Monday, and take care. See you soon.